All right, TJ, so thanks a lot for taking the time to join me tonight. Of course, it's been a while since we've chatted, so, before we get into all the fun stuff you've been doing, I got to ask how you have been doing personally.
I've been doing awesome. I moved to Baltimore, and things been going good.
And I saw that, and I guess I got to say, what was the move like from where you were before in New York to Baltimore?
It was a long process, but the weather's better down here. My managers are closer, and it's awesome.
No, obviously the weather's a bit better down there. What is one thing that you've really enjoyed about being in the city of Baltimore or in the Baltimore area? It's a beautiful area. I've been a few times myself, and I really like it there. So, what do you like about Baltimore?
Well, the weather. It's so much nicer down here. My church is down here, and all my friends are down here.
Of course, TJ, you put out your album not too long ago, which is your first EP. So I guess talk to me about Flight and what people can expect to hear on the album.
My album is called Flight, and it's a 6-song EP. And some of the songs on there will make you want to get up and dance. My song Crank the Bass. That'll be a lot of fun, and also there's a lot more serious stuff on there too. That's like my newest song, Fly Away. It's about you don't let anyone get you down, and you gotta break the chains that bind you. And that song's a little bit more serious, so it's a variety.
Now, what were some of the challenges that you faced in creating the album?
The big problem was trying to find the title of the EP. My song Fly Away, so we named it Flight because my song Fly Away, as I said, it's about breaking the chains that bind you, and you just gotta fly away. And it's the start of my journey, so we're taking flight.
Now, one of the things that I want to ask you is, when I first interviewed you, I think you might have only been about 12, and now you're 13, and you're still quite young in the industry. Do you still find do you still face a lot of those age-related questions or criticisms from other artists or from people in the industry?
Yeah, I'm really short, and people underestimate me.
And of course, the last time we spoke, that was something you talked about, and I guess now that you're a little bit older now, do you still deal with it in the same way? Do you still just handle it the same way as always, and just sort of assume that this will probably be like this for a while?
Yeah, well, not as much, because now I'm starting to make friends with the other artists.
Now, if you're just joining us here on Raider Nation, we have TJ Prodigy on our taped interview, with TJ. So, TJ, before we get into the flood of questions that I have for you here off of Twitter, there are a bunch of other things I want to ask you. So, last year, you were at Webster Hall in New York, and of course that venue's had a wealth of talented acts that have come through sort of in the beginnings of their careers and even in the later stages. What was that experience like playing at Webster Hall?
Well, Webster Hall was really cool. It was a huge honor to be a part of that show, and I feel really blessed to have taken that stage where so many other artists have been.
Now, of course, you're also a pretty charitable person. You've spoken out a lot about some of the causes that you're for, and one of the other things you did last year, I believe in August, you were at the Roland McDonald House in Baltimore. Give me a sense of what you did there and what the satisfaction was like to see the reaction from kids' faces.
Yeah, so I found out that one of my fans was staying there, and she couldn't go to my show. So I wanted to surprise her, and just seeing all those kids there and how they're sick and they're fighting every day, and then for me to come in and make them smile, it's just awesome. Those kids are so strong.
Now, not too long ago, you were performing, and you performed in Cincinnati with some of our other former Radio Nation guests, Alabama Capital, the Boyle Brothers, just to name a few. Give me a sense of what your performance in Cincinnati was like, and what you thought about it.
Yeah, dude, it was awesome. Like, I've never done a show in Cincy, so I wasn't expecting too many of my fans to be there. And when they announced my name and they said that I was coming up to perform, the whole place screamed, and I really was not expecting that because I haven't done a show in Cincy, and I had fans that drove to my show, and then a couple of my fans drove from Alabama.
Wow.
Some of them drove from Michigan and Pennsylvania.
Now, when you hear of stuff like that, where people are literally going out of their way to see you perform, that's got to be a pretty solid thing to hear, and a really, really sort of motivating thing.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing. My fans are so supportive.
Now,
they're so nice, and just genuine people.
Now, of course, we got a lot of questions here on Twitter, and I'm not going to waste too much more time getting to them because I'm being flooded with some really good questions here. And one of them comes from Miss TJ Prodigy 10. She wants to know, when you first step on the stage, what is your first thought?
My first thought is that thank you guys for this opportunity.
Now she's got a lot of questions, but I'm going to do my best to get through as many first-time people or first-time questions as I can, and then go through some of the people that have asked multiple questions again. Now, one of the questions that we got here on Twitter is from, I'm trying to read their thing here. It's from Thank You TJ, which is their hashtag is at TJ_Prodigy fans. Wants to know, what do you do when you have some downtime? What do you do for fun when you have some downtime?
Play video games and talk to my fans and play basketball, stuff like that.
Now, one of the things that you told me and that I saw, which is pretty cool, is you got verified on Twitter. That must have been pretty neat to see.
Yeah, that was awesome. The day that happened, we were at the mall, and I was jumping up and down when I saw that verified sign. My fans worked so hard to get me there.
Yeah, that's got to be a pretty sweet feeling to see that. And you do, since I've chatted with you last, you do have quite an extensive. Your fan base is growing quite extensively, and of course that's always a great thing to see. Where do you think you've grown the most since we last chatted, which I want to say now was December of 2012?
I think my stage presence has definitely grown a lot.
Got some more questions here. I don't know where this person is from, but this is from Abby_Mahone11 wants to know, will you... Well, okay, well, first off, she wants to know if you'll go out with her, but more importantly, she wants to know when you're coming to Canada.
I hope that I'm going to go there soon. I've never been there, so...
It's a pretty awesome place. Just being a little biased here, it's a pretty cool place to be.
Yeah.
All right, TJ. Sometimes this question's from Fly Away with TJ. Sometimes I know you get hate and get compared to other artists. How do you handle that, and how do you stay so positive?
Well, I just I focus on the people that love me and they support me and care about my music, and my fans, God, and my team.
Yeah, that was my dad in the background. Of course, TJ, what is I've got a lot of questions here that are the same question. It's who is your inspiration in making your own music?
My inspiration was Toby Mac, because his music is so inspirational and he's touched a lot of people, and I wanted to make an impact on the people.
Now, I understand that he actually, Toby Mac actually tweeted you at one point. What was that like?
That was awesome. It felt so good that he told me to keep doing my thing, and and he followed me and said to do it for God.
Now, of course, if you're just joining us here on Radio Nation, we have TJ Prodigy on the program. This is a taped episode. TJ, again, thank you very much for taking the time to do this. Now, I guess, one of the other things that I wanted to ask you is, now that you've got the album out, what's sort of the next step for you?
I'm going to make another album.
Fair enough.
And I'm going to step it up.
Is there one particular place that you really want to perform? I mean, realistically, that's sort of a realistic venue at this point.
Like LA. I feel like, LA is awesome. Or like Florida, or like Canada, somewhere like that.
Now, I've got a lot of really interesting questions here. A couple of that I keep coming in are, what is the best thing to order at Taco Bell or Taco Bell, and I think the person said McDonald's if you had to pick one.
Okay, so the best thing, a sister showed it to me. It's called a beefy nacho loaded griller. Like, easy. Taco Bell is like.
Now, this person also asked if you would pick between Taco Bell or Nutella. What would you pick?
Taco Bell.
Fair enough. TJ, lots more questions here. We already asked a couple of these, but I may get some repeats here, so I may ask them again. This one is, who would you like to collaborate with?
Toby Mac, Jake Miller, or it's hard. There's a lot of people.
Give me a sense, TJ, of the Baltimore music scene. Now, I've had a couple other artists on this program that are from the Baltimore area. Evan Michaels and Jenny Lee. Both of them are country artists, but I haven't had anybody on who's in your genre of music and in the Baltimore area per se. Give me a sense of what the music scene's like there, and how supportive it is.
There's like a lot of like underground rappers, and there's like a lot of producers and like Christian artists, and it's just really cool.
I've got a handful of more questions here. Oh, this is a good one here from Miss TJ Prodigy 10. Wants to know when will you feel like you've made it?
I feel like when I play at Madison Square Garden.
That's a good answer, and I guess that's probably the next question I was going to ask is, what is your dream venue? But I think you probably just answered that right there.
Yep. or to perform with Toby Mac.
Is that your cat in the background?
Yeah, that's my cat. And my cat.
Now, the one time, there was a time, I want to say it was about a year ago, that you found a cat. It was right around the time we interviewed you, actually, that you found a cat in, I want to say Florida or somewhere in the South, and you kept it, and you were trying to give it away. Do you still have that cat, or did you end up finding it a home, or?
Yeah, I kept it. It was in South Carolina.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that was a while ago. That was pretty cool. I was trying to find somebody who would take the cat for you, but I would have taken it if I was anywhere near there. You're an inspiration. This is a question from That Prodigy Life. Wants to know, you are an inspiration to so many. Who inspires you? I know we've kind of touched on this question, but it seems like a reoccurring one, so I'll ask it again.
Wait, what's the question again?
Question is more or less, who inspires you and why?
God, my fans, and Toby Mac. Because I want to make music that makes a difference, and that like tell me like what they're going through, and I want to make music to help them.
Ooh, this is a good question here. This one's from Prodigy Probs. Wants to know your favorite song that you've written and why.
Fly Away, because that song is amazing. It sounds like a true story, and like about how I got a fan letter one time from this girl, and her mom was like an alcoholic, and she was getting really, really bullied like that, and she wanted to kill herself. But because of my music, she said that my music saved her life.
That must be
So
a really
I
cool
hope that
feeling.
song will touch a lot of people, and it connects me with my fans.
And that must be a really cool feeling to hear that.
Oh yeah, man, it's awesome.
Now, if you're just joining us here on Raider Nation, we have TJ Prodigy on the program in this Tate episode. Now, TJ, I've cut you off a couple times, obviously by accident. It's of course the fact that it's a little bit delayed, just coming from my end or your end or whatever. So, of course, it's nothing personal, but I do apologize for cutting you off a couple times there. Now we got a lot of questions. We got a lot of questions, and it's it's typical of some of your fans and most of the artists that we've had on this program's fans to ask these kind of questions that are like, will we marry you and that sort of thing, which is the kind of questions I try to stay away from because it's that's something that we don't like to ask on this program, but we do like to ask these kind of questions, which is this one's from Stacy Prodigy, wants to know how do you feel about kids and adults that look up to you and saying that you are their inspiration? Excuse me.
Like that's like so amazing, cause like I look up to them. Like my fans are so strong, and like they go through a lot, and so they inspire me.
What is before you take the stage at any show, what's sort of the routine or do you have sort of any rituals or superstitions that you try to follow or things you try to avoid before you go on the stage?
Yeah, like I like to pray on my team and like thank God for like the opportunities that He gives me, and I like listen to music and just get hyped and go.
Cool. Now I heard your cat in the background there again, which is pretty cool. Is that the one that you found?
Yeah.
All right, got a bunch more questions here. Oh, this is another one. What do you want for your birthday?
I don't really know.
What is
I want like flat brim hats and stuff like that.
what is I guess one thing about yourself that people might not necessarily know about you?
Like I like video games. I can backflip.
Nice, that's pretty awesome. Have you been able to do that for long?
Oh yeah, since I was like 6.
Now, what was the first when you first did it? What was that? Well, that must have been pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
TJ, give me a sense of how tough it is being a recording artist, and not only just a recording artist, but a recording artist who obviously still has to go get an education at some sort of obviously a high school level or any sort of level. What's how hard is it to balance those two things?
Like my mom and like my sister like helped me balance it, and like balance like school, my career, my shows, and my practice and all that.
Does it get frustrating, like having to do schoolwork and then being like, I just want to do music?
Yeah, it does. Sometimes.
This is a really good one this is from Prodigy Promise, wants to know, what were your feelings when you realized people enjoyed your music?
It like blew my mind.
Just going through some more questions here for you, TJ. A few of them have been are the same ones, but this one's a pretty interesting one as well. This one comes from Crank TJ's Bass. Wants to know, are you excited for the summer, and what about the summer are you excited for?
Yeah, I'm really excited about the summer down here because like my music and stars, and it's gonna be fun.
Okay, how do you, this one's from Proud Prodigies, how do you feel about the moon emojis?
I love them.
Do you use them a lot? I don't know personally, so I'm gonna ask you myself, do you use them quite a lot?
Yeah, sometimes. Like, I use the winky emoji. The winky tongue emoji. Or the birthday one.
This is a question from Proud _ Prodigies, and wants to know, how long does it take you to write a song?
It depends, really. Sometimes it's a long time. Sometimes it takes like a couple hours. Depends. It depends how I'm inspired.
This is another question from Miss TJ Prodigy 10. What was your favorite moment in Ohio?
My favorite moment, when I hit the stage, like, and I saw everyone cheering for me. That was just, I mean, it was like really cool. And to like see all my fans like in the stands and stuff. I mean, it was good. It was fun.
What is the reaction that you get when you get fan mail and letters from people around the world and that sort of thing?
Like, I love reading fan mail. It's like so personal, and it's like me and my fans.
Do you write back a lot of times?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. I try to do it, but I'm too busy.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you must get quite a lot, so.
Like, I try.
And there's your cat again.
Yeah, my cat.
Well, my cat is definitely sitting around somewhere, but I don't know where he is. Now, how old is that cat?
That cat's like 2 years old, but she never grew. Like, she's still a kid. Like, she's small. She's really, really small.
Well, my cat, he's huge. I would love to trade places because my cat just doesn't stop eating.
I've seen a picture of your cat, and it's
I know, it's a little bizarre, man. No one knows. No one knows how he got so fat. Got a bunch more questions here. I'll keep you on the phone for maybe another 5 minutes or so, because we are getting quite a bunch of good questions here. This one is from thank you TJ. So TJ _ Prodigy fans. I know God is your strength, but other than Him, who gives you strength, or what else gives you strength?
My team, my fans, and yeah.
This is an interesting question as well. This one's from Prodigy Probs, and most inspiring fan you've ever met in person or met on Twitter.
That fan in South Korea, who sent me that fan mail that I wrote in Fly Away.
Wow. When you met one of your fans for the first time, when you met the first fan that you had, or first sort of fan that was from outside of your area for the first time, what was that feeling like?
So like, there was a little boy, it's in my song Fly Away too, he came up to me, he's like 6, and so he walked up to me and he said that he wanted to be like me when he grew up, and his name was Sebastian, and I feel like that just touched me so much that, like, I'm a role model to these kids, and it's just the best.
Oh, now one of the questions we wanted to ask, which that I wanted to ask you myself, but somebody tweeted it in, and is a very alert person, wants to know this: when is your music video for Fly Away coming?
It is coming really soon. Like, we're in the middle of filming it, and editing it, and it's gonna be awesome. Hopefully within like this month.
By the end of next month?
Yeah.
Perfect. You just nailed my next question, which was, when do you anticipate it? But you kind of nailed that down there. Just a couple more quick questions that I'll take off of Twitter. Okay, this is a fair one. I try to stay away from these, but this is a pretty realistic question. This one comes from Hannah Claire. Wants to know, what do you look for in a girl?
Wait, what was the question?
What do you look for in a girl?
Her personality. And it's her, like, sense of humor and just fun to be with.
Personality, sense of humor, fun to be with, all those things sound like pretty good quality traits to me. I guess going forward here into the summer and into the fall, we already touched on the fact that you have plans for of course another album and more shows. Is there really anything else besides those things and the music video, which you want out by the end of next month, that people might be interested to know about, or that you're working on, or that you have planned?
New songs. And more shows. And probably some collaboration.
Any particular artists that I know you touched on Jake Miller and Toby Mac, but anybody else that you'd like to collaborate with?
I really can't say.
Fair enough. I know how that works. Now, one of the last questions that I got here is from Dennis Laffin. Wants to know, have you seen any signs of the Easter Bunny around your area yet?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I think he's keeping up.
He's waiting for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Now that of course, with perfect timing, and of course this will, Easter's just around the corner, kind of thing. What of course are you doing for Easter?
I'm going to church and I'm helping out with like Easter eggs at the church and with the little kids. It's gonna be fun.
Very cool. Now, do you when you at your church, do you also do you perform there? Do you sing in the choir? Do you help? Do you do any sort of performances there?
Yeah, like sometimes.
TJ, are you still there?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, I thought I lost you for a second there. That's why I kind of just paused.
Oh.
No worries. Just two more questions here that I'm going to take off of Twitter, and the first one is from Kate. She wants to know, this is at Prodigy's Forever, wants to know, are you going to be touring someday, and if so, when do you think you will?
All over. I want to go like all over, and I just gotta keep building my fan base.
This question comes from, this one comes from TJ_Prodigy fans. I know I've asked a couple of questions from this person, but this is a good one too. How does it feel that your career is going places so fast?
It feels awesome. Like, I feel really blessed, and I really appreciate all the support and beats and stuff like that.
Got a bunch more, but these ones are pretty good. So I guess I should ask these ones. When you're sad, what makes you feel better?
Oh, okay. My cat's just scattered across the room. Okay. That kind of scared me.
That's okay. I was wondering what that was, but
Yeah. Whoa. All right. We got freaked out. All right. So, what was the question?
when you're sad, what do you do to make you happy?
I listen to music.
This is a good one here. This is a really good one. That Prodigy life, wants to know, what would you do if someone you knew was getting hurt or abused at home?
I would tell them to tell them it's all and tell them what you're going through and handle the situation. This
is an interesting one. When it comes to girls, Do you think that you're confident or shy?
A mixture of both. Sometimes I'm confident, but sometimes I'm shy.
Oh, I know that feeling. Don't worry about that. You're not alone there. This one comes from Carrie Maddie B on Twitter. She wants to know, first off, will you ever follow her? And secondly, will you ever do a cover song of anything?
I will follow her, and yeah, maybe. It's a possibility.
Now, do you try to stay away from covers?
Yeah. I like to do my original music.
Cool. Yeah, that's it's always a good answer.
Like, it comes to the heart.
I'm gonna go just kind of scrolling through here to see if there's any ones from earlier that I missed. Oh, this is a good one. Prodigy just wants to know, what is your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show is The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Or Jake and Josh.
Ooh, those are both good shows. Both good shows. Now, TJ, this is also from Miss TJ Prodigy 10. When a child tells you that they want to be you when you grow up, how does that make you feel? I sort of already asked you this one, but I'll figure to ask this one again.
It really touched me. Like, it was awesome that I'm a role model.
This is another one from Miss TJ Prodigy 10, and I like this one. What was the happiest moment in your life so far? Or what has been the happiest moment in your life so far?
When Toby Matt tweeted me.
Wow, that's pretty... Now, just going through the last call here for questions on Twitter, but one thing I want to ask you is, of course, artists, that you've performed with, of course, you keep in touch with a lot of them, and you've also worked with a handful of people, including Aaron Carter, from what you were mentioning to me earlier, and from what I was reading. What was that like?
It was cool. Like, Aaron's awesome. And he, invited me to a show, and he hung out, and it was... He gave me some advice.
What kind of advice did he give you? What kind of advice did he give you there?
He told me just to keep going, and don't set off my path and just be me.
When you work with a guy like Aaron Carter, obviously he's been around in the industry for quite some time. He's everybody really in North America generally knows who he is. And then to hear his advice, is that the kind of thing that you really take to heart and just sort of stay true to?
Yeah, definitely, man. He's been through it all, so who else does? Someone that's been through it all.
Final question from Twitter. It comes from That Prodigy Life, and the question is: when are you going to be touring down in the South? Because you have so many fans here that want to see you.
I hope that we're going to be doing it soon.
All right, TJ. I want to say thanks a lot for taking the time to do this tonight. Perfect. Take care, TJ, and keep in touch. It's always it's always nice to see what you're up to career-wise, and I try to do as much as I can for every artist that comes in the program. But it's always nice to keep in touch. So it's good to hear from you again, TJ.
Yeah, man, I really appreciate it.
Perfect. Take care, TJ, and all the best.
You too.
Cheers.
Yeah.